man, you needed to be circumcised on the 8th day. Yeah, we were supposed to, but we didn't grow up that way. So we had to come into the understanding first before we can exhibit that type of law, man.
Yeah. You didn't know you was going off until somebody told you. And that's the same thing with the Apostle Paul, man. The Apostle Paul, that's why they had their beef, because he was telling people, okay, you an Israelite, but you going off. But you know they you know.
We go further, since 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? YAHAWAH forbid. Yea, we establish the law.
There you go. We establish the law, meaning we push it, because it's our custom as Israelites. Every Israelite man should have a beard on his face, man. Every Israelite man should be coming out to the highways and the byways doing the work, because that's really a commandment. Because think about it, this is war, and every Israelite man from the age of 20 on up was commanded to join the military. Now you got brothers as young in this thing as young as 12 years old, 13 years old, and they're getting built up. But overall, every Israelite man should be out here pushing the word, because the scriptures say, I would have rather you all be prophets. But Jake don't want a lot of the prophets, man, because they don't want they don't want the hardship that comes along with it. No, that's it on that.
No, that's it.
This is Matthew 5:19. It says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
So what the hell is this nigga TD Jakes talking about, man? Talking about, you know, it's all about grace, and it's all we can do. The Lord can allow us to do what we want to do. That's ridiculousness, man. That's stupidity. That's not biblical. Look at this guy, Eddie Longstroke. Look at what happened to him. You know what that happened to him? Because he was exemplifying that liberty bullshit, man. Doing away with the law. Because if he was the so-called man of the Lord, he wouldn't be popping little boys. And he wouldn't get caught up in that disease that deteriorated his monkey ass, man. So obviously that nigga wasn't right.
This is 2021. Eddie Long would be a fucking hero, man.
Right.
Oh, hell yeah. He'd get the Nobel Peace Prize, man. Because one thing, what I realized about America, when you do wickedness, you get a reward for that shit, man. Like they got the slut walk with the women. Women are being paraded and put on pedestals for exhibiting their sexuality as being open. Women in this society would never be condemned of land with 300 men a week. Wow. That's put on a pedestal, man. Like, what's this bitch's name? Amber Rose? She was, yeah, started the whole goddamn slut walk, man. And you got these other women out here that's saying, oh, my body, my choice. Like, they making this big deal about this whole abortion bullshit. But the scriptures clearly tell you, man, that's fucking murder, man.
Yeah, they're trying to turn California into a sanctuary state for abortions. In case any woman in Texas, because of the law out there, wants to get one, she can go to Cali and get it out there. What shows you that this whole shit is out of order, man.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be another section within your society allowing what in another part declares as being illegal, man. That's like saying we was in ancient Israel and we had a city. Oh, it's okay to kill people here. You can come here, get your shit off. Did that make any sense? No, it don't make no sense. But this is the confusion. That's why this place is Babylon. It's confusion. It's a mixing up of ideas, man. I got a little bit more. It says, Matthew 5:20, it says, for I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, ye shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. The scribes and Pharisees, they actually taught the law, statutes, and commandments, but they weren't commended. Like, they were taking bribes and shit, man.
Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now.
Spirits round
You acting stupid and ignorant. Let's
see
do
this?
it right now.
This why niggas gotta go, man.
You know what it is?
This is niggas right here, bro.
That's why you know what it is. You know what it is.
You might have to dig them. You know,
Niggas shoot this.
yeah, they're gonna come back shooting and shit. Now let me say this. Now if that was an Edomite, Jake wouldn't have done that.
Right.
some respect, man, because like I said, they could come back shooting and shit.
With a nigga like that to get out the car, he would be the first nigga to get
This
clapped,
place
man.
already.
There was a situation in Arkansas. Some nigga they was talking shit at the gas station, just like this. Nigga got out the car like he was big and bad. The nigga sitting in the car clapped that nigga, man, killed him, man. But see, that's the thing was about being carnal. You can't be carnal out here. The scriptures tell you that because of iniquity, the love of many shall wax cold.
144.
Love of many is waxing cold right now, man. So to a point where them verbal altercations, man, somebody getting smoked behind that shit.
That's a sign this place is going down because this is a very, very nice area.
Right.
You know, a lot of times you wouldn't see Jake acting like that out here, you know. And now, that could have just easily been a judgment right there on somebody, right here in this nice area, all these Edomites around here, you know.
I was just thinking, like, they got that fucking garages taped off. Slim Jake probably got murdered up in there, man. What the fuck they got that place taped off?
Right. It was dark in that last one, too.
Yeah, you know? You can feel the energy that this place is declining. The niggas in Kansas City, they live for shooting motherfuckers, man. They don't all the square up and just box like, man. They have this shit, they pull out guns out here.
And that's everywhere at this point.
Yep.
All these little niggas is out here is in that type of spirit. Cause I mean, it is prevalent out here. I ain't gonna lie, but now it's like it's everywhere. Whether you in Chicago, Milwaukee, down south, and out there in Los Angeles, the crime is just soaring everywhere. This place is declining. It's on a decay. There's all kind of fucking robberies going on, man. Like when I was on my way here, man, I seen a nigga, man. I was like, this nigga, he looked like he was one of the looters, man. You know what I'm saying? You know them niggas going in the stores, grabbing everything out the Gucci store. I'm like, this nigga, he looked like he could be a looter, man.
Oh, y'all heard what they said happened in Cali?
The mask on, the COVID mask. I'm like, this nigga, you know?
Yeah, that.
You heard what they said about in Cali, man? About it's like a purge.
Oh yeah,
there?
they said you don't even want to go to LA right now. One of them, I think it was like one of their, it's like a councilman or something. He said, don't come here because it's like the purge. People are just committing the crimes they want to do in broad daylight.
Yep.
Niggas getting shot up. You had one, I don't know if he was like a famous producer in Hollywood. A gang member burglarized his house and shot and killed his wife. Some nigga, old nigga.
Old chick.
Yeah. Forgot his name. But that's what's going down right now.
And that's the type of wickedness, man. It's gonna be like that in all 50 states. A purge, because like we said, 911. That's a temporary thing. 911 was never meant to be an embattlement of protection.
Yeah.
Forever. It was never meant to be that way. And when 911 goes down, you people are in big fucking trouble, man. These men, they gonna lose it. And hey, they said out there, Jake is beating up Edomites and going in rich neighborhoods now. And that's part of prophecy, because what it tells you in Isaiah the 13th chapter, it says they should be as the chase rope. So you Edomites, man, you already know, man, Jake is coming for that ass. It's about time you niggas woke up and smell the coffee, man. Because why the fuck would you rob another Israelite that get food stamps and eat syrup sandwiches like your ass, man? Yeah. The men that you need to be robbing or beating the fuck down is these Edomites, man. And we're not insinuating violence, but we just saying, if you really want to be technically honest, Esau is your problem, not another Jake. Right. Esau is your problem. They the one that got all the substance. They the one that write laws to put you in a ghetto, zoning restrictions, redlining. They came up with that concept. Ain't no Israelite write that shit into office. They ain't gonna get Jake and control the mandating laws. Right. Like when you go to the UN, when they have their they summits, right? Which Israelite is there? Who's representing the nation of Israel? Nobody. Nobody. Ham is there. Moab is there. Elam is there. Japhet is there. Everybody is there but your ass. Because the conspiracy is against you, according to Psalms 83. Get you out of the way, man. Somebody give me the book of Isaiah 44:22. What you got, brother? And one more precept. Somebody give me Revelation 14 real quick.
I got the head. I'm over.
We'll bring that Revelation.
10?
Yeah. I kind of wanted to see it, brother. Stay on this wall like that way that wind heads from the side. Hey, is it a way that you can kind of angle the camera?
Which way?
At the angle, because we're going to stand against the wall for that fucking wind.
What did you do?
a little better, yeah. That way you can actually see what the hell is going on around you too.
Yeah.
Somebody come behind you, man, you know, blindside. Hey, get us all in this shit out.
This Revelation. It's Revelation 14. Revelation 14 and 9. And the third, and 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
Keep going.
And it says, verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and the faith of YAHAWASHI.
There you go. That's the point I wanted to make. There are those that keep the commandments of the Most High, which shows you the commandments are not done away with, and the faith in YAHAWASHI, man. So that proves right there the law, statutes, and commandments are still relevant, man. Which shows you got to do both of them to be saved. Because what the man asked YAHAWASHI, he said, how can I get saved? The Lord said, keep the commandments, and he started naming them. Because keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, that shows you on a good track. No, it's not going to save you completely, but that mixed with faith, you sealed your, you're solidified.
Yeah, because commandments ultimately is sent to let you know right from wrong. So if you don't listen to commandments, you don't know if you're doing something wrong. When you're doing something wrong, you get what? You get judged. You get put to death. You have no protection. So it's common sense. If you love him, keep his commandments. What is love? To keep the commandments. YAHAWASHI repeats it over and over and over throughout the scriptures. It ain't rocket science. You niggas gotta do it. Just like when it even comes with the MOTB, the mark of the you know what. It's a commandment not to take it. Brother just brought that out. Well, the judgment for taking it. That's a commandment. Keep that commandment and you can be safe.
Well, when it comes to niggas, following directions is rocket science, man.
God.
Oh, yeah.
Because you tell a nigga go left, he gonna make sure he's gonna go right.
Right.
Niggas are hard head, man. Lord referred to them as flint heads, man. They hard headed. That's why the Lord told Ezekiel, he said, look, I'll make thy face hard against they face. Because these niggas are hard headed. They gonna come hard, so you gotta come even harder. That's why we come out here and rebuke the hell out you people, week in and week out. And it's gonna come to a time that we ain't gonna be out here all the time, man. The clock is ticking that the Lord is finna get us off the streets. Because once we off the streets, that's when all hell gonna break loose. That's when the judgment of YAHAWASHI will be made manifest on the earth. And then the scriptures say, then they should know that a prophet had been among them. Right?
I got a quick precept.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 44. What verse you said you want to start at?
22.
It's Isaiah chapter 44, verse 22. I have blotted out as a thick cloud thy transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Sing, O ye heavens, for Yahweh hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth, break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forests, and every tree therein, for Yahweh hath redeemed Jacob and glorified himself in Israel.
The prayer of the wise children goes into that too. How these different, because there's spirits in control of everything. It says the lowest parts of the earth rejoice. So all the spirits are going to rejoice Yahawashi's kingdom is manifest. Because that's, you got to remember too, Genesis 1, at every point of creation, the Lord said it is good. So that's when everything is going to be good once again. That order that was perfect before the Adam's fall is going to be manifested again. Like the scriptures call Yahawashi the second Adam. You know? And there's going to be a heavy vibration. Like even the book of Isaiah tells you how, what it said, the firs and the balsam trees rejoice at the fall of Esau. Because there's going to be no one to be perpetuating this wickedness, man. Because the earth is languishing under these people. Sure.
It says he has blotted out thy transgressions. Doesn't mean you can continue doing more transgressions, okay? It's just the things that you have done in the past. When you come baptized in this truth by the word, you're supposed to do better. You don't keep going back doing the wrong. So this doesn't justify you, Jakes, to go out there and be moles, or be murderers, or drug dealers. You're not justifying that. You can't walk around and learn about Yahawashi, put a cross on your neck and think you're all good. Or get a tattoo of a cross and say you believe in God and think you're all good and going to be saved. It don't work like that, man.
God.
Ultimately it's a slap in the face to his sacrifice. Yahawashi got tortured to death on the cross for those transgressions to be blotted out. And you're gonna take advantage of that and try to say you good and you continue your life in wickedness. You're gonna be judged for that, man.
Yeah, that's a slap in the face.
Had a quick push up.
And the Most High from the beginning, he just said don't fucking do it. So you will get judged.
That's right.
This is book of Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of man.
So, hey, with your 2/3, they ain't fulfilling their duty. The woman damn sure not fulfilling her duty, because her duty is to serve the man. When you look at niggas, though, they want to be rappers, they want to be ball players, X, Y, Z, but no, they don't give no worship to the Heavenly Father, man. You're not giving him his just due. You know?
Because niggas put more energy into a fucking NFT than they do in the scriptures, man.
Yeah.
Niggas will spend a fucking hour looking at Bitcoin prices when they could be looking at GMS videos, man.
You know what? That's the spirit you say that, because I work with this simple Simon Says nigga. He's cool with Jake, but every time I talk about him, he's always talking about some Bitcoin. I'm like, nigga, you're like, well, Bitcoin, this how he talk. Well, Bitcoin is for the poor, man.
Steve Urkel type thing.
I'm like, nigga, you trying to be funny or this is how you talk? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro. And then you know what's so fucking crazy about it? They getting ready to crack down on this Bitcoin shit. Esau had Bitcoin out for the last 20 years and made billions off of it. You niggas just got hip to it maybe a year or two ago. Three. Esau had the whole algorithm. Esau got whole coins, man. You niggas ain't even getting a piece.
It's way too
Right.
It's too late in the game, bro.
That shit used to be like $500 for one of them. Now I think one Bitcoin is like 30,000.
Yeah, it's like 50,000.
50,000. 50.
Yeah. Everybody that bought Bitcoin in the last 3 years, you just made a bunch of Edomites rich as hell, and you got all the risk because he could just
because he can pull out.
Too, Esau got the money to pour a lot of capital into the investments, so he could start off with $100,000 or a couple million. Versus you put $1 into something, more than likely dividends ain't gonna pay that much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What was the Edomite dude name? I think that they busted him or Leah. He had like a whole goddamn warehouse full of the algorithms and like he had like a whole warehouse full of fucking Bitcoin, man.
Oh,
a couple years ago, yeah, man. I mean, billions of dollars. He cashed out. He's gone, man. Yeah. And you Israelites talking about Bitcoin, you know, man, please. You Jake don't have any type of idea on how to even invest Bitcoin, nigga.
Yeah, that's Esau's MO. That's how he gets rich. He'll inflate the price like in 2008.
Yeah.
Those prices were overinflated, man. They sold their money, and when the whole thing crashed, y'all the one that lost. You know what I'm saying?
The loss.
He didn't get kicked out of his house, but 5 million people got kicked out of their house. You know what I'm saying? It's an asset bubble. That's what Bitcoin is. crypto, NFTs, all of this. You don't. It's not a physical asset, man.
It's like y'all both standing on the train track, and y'all getting hit by the Esau got your ass like this, and he jump out the way and you get smacked.
Yeah,
that's all it is, man. Because you assume a 1,000% risk when you invest in this man's system, man. That's why the whole cryptocurrency, the whole digital currency thing is going to be an infrastructure to the MOTP because, hey, they can control it. What's up, man?
This is 1 Timothy 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches.
And you know what? We could really say that to you Jakes, because when you Jakes get a little bit of money, you get high-minded, man. You know, like y'all saw that movie Belly? This nigga DMX, man. You remember when he turned completely wicked? Yeah, when he started working for the Jamaican dude, hey, that nigga thought he was just untouchable. He was reckless as hell, talking shit, and he was high-minded, and then what's the nigga Nas? He was trying to tell him, like, look, man, you need to chill out. He wasn't trying to hear it. And that's you Israelites, man. You make a little money, then you get high-minded, man. Like this guy, Young Dolph, he was ahead of himself. Like, you think Esau gonna allow you to get rich in his game he created? Hell nah, bro. You talking too many numbers. They getting ready to get rid of you.
Yeah. Hey, let it be known now that nobody is untouchable, man. Right. Even us in the truth, we can be touched, man. But the thing about us, we do the things that, you know, please the Most High. You know, Lord willing, we be the elect. But you niggas is doing things that piss him off every day.
And at this point, it's like you willingly do it because I want to say, man, over 90% of these niggas out here, they done heard about the Israelites. Like a lot of them jakes that come up and say they don't know nothing about the Israelites, they full of shit. They done heard about this before, but they don't want to make it seem like they've been bullshitting. So they say, I never heard. You full of shit, man. You heard.
That's why they gonna try to creep up here at the last minute. You know, when shit going, what's up, brother?
Like that one guy that come up a couple weeks ago, weird spirit, dreadhead nigga. I think he was full of shit. He said he didn't know about the Israelites. I think he knew.
He knew, because why would you get out your car and come over here? If you didn't know nothing about it, ain't no Jake that goddamn curious to see something in unity.
Yeah.
When it ain't nothing that looks like it's not enticing, Jake ain't dealing with it.
The thing is, since now that you Jakes, the information is available, now it's judgment season. Judgment time. Niggas will get put to death now with no mercy.
It's a little bit more. It says 1 Timothy 6 and 17 again. It says, charge them that are rich in this world that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate.
Because rich is really just to have an abundance of whatever thing. Like you could be rich in farmland or gold or money. Thing where people rich now think of as money, so greenbacks, right? The numbers in your bank account. But the scriptures detail rich in good works. So meaning you have to aim for having a consistent and abundance of a lot of good works to the Most High. Preaching the word, having charity amongst your akim consistently, you know, keeping the commandments to your best ability. When you're rich in that, that's valued above anything else you can do in this world. Yeah. Be it you fucking Jake gonna be a Nickelodeon, whatever the fuck Nickelodeon star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, niggas wanna throw 30,000 in the club. That's not what it mean when it say ready to distribute, man.
Or you wanna be the best UFC fighter?
Yeah, Jake making it rain.
You know?
Yeah, they flex that shit, but really, if any brother got you know, a certain amount of wealth in his truth, you want to use it for righteousness' sake, man.
Yeah.
It's better just to get your daily bread and not, like the scripture said, don't trust in uncertain riches, because at the end of the day, all money at this point is uncertain.
Yeah. Federal Reserve note is uncertain.
It's uncertain. And they keep telling you that this shit's gonna collapse, the dollar's gonna lose its value. And you can sit there and try to invest in digital money. That shit's gonna collapse too. Why? Because this country's going down. So you trusting in shit that is not going to exist. You're making all these future ass plans, speaking what type of mansion you want to buy, land you want to buy. All this shit gonna be gone, man.
Wait, when you talk economic collapse with Jake, that shit go right over their head.
Right.
They're like, huh?
They don't want to believe that.
Like these stupid niggas at work, low key, you know, they be talking about all this shit. I'm like, man, this whole ordeal is to hide a collapse. What part of that don't y'all understand, man? Them niggas is just crickets. It's just like, huh? I'm like, the whole thing about the scam thing that's going on in the world, it's all about a collapse, man. They're using this attack or this shit happening to bring in the phase. Why don't you dumb niggas see that? Why? Because the Lord have not imparted to your understanding. Somebody give me Isaiah 6:9. I got precept.
I got a precept. This is the book of Sirach 31:5. It says, "He that loveth gold shall not be justified." Like Yahawashi mentioned, the love of money is the root of all evil. It's a tool, but you can't love it. And you know, that applies to a lot of things, but more so money, because if you have that love towards money versus other things, it comes with a lot of wickedness attached to it.
It said a man went out and labored, took his sword out and toiled for the riches of the world. He lost sleep behind riches. Like, y'all saw that movie Titanic, towards the end of the ship. He was like, dude had money. He put probably like 50 bands in dude. And dude looked at him like, this guy's unfucking believable. He was like, I make my own luck. And then when the shit was getting ready to sink, he was like, I thought we had a deal. He said, your money can't save you any more than it saved me. And he took it and threw it at the side.
That's how it's about to get out here, man.
Hey, that's what it's gonna be, man, bro.
God.
Rich niggas, they gonna be in the
Dude had
country.
cake. He was a steel tycoon back in the late 1800s. Still in that time. Boy, he was a steel tycoon.
One of those guys. in
He didn't
real
go
life
broke into the fucking Great Depression.
Right.
Andrew Carnegie, he was a steel Carnegie stuff. He was a piece of shit too. Fucking real piece of shit.
That's a heavy example, because
It says-
that's about to happen.
And he that followeth corruption shall have enough thereof.
See, corruption, this world, the industry, the music industry, the banking, like all this stuff y'all see around y'all, corporations. This matter of fact, this platform we're standing on right now, one of the ancient landmarks in Kansas City known as the Plaza. This is privately owned by a rich so-called small hat or a rich small hat. You think he got this land by honest gain? No, it was through corruption, man. Because you wouldn't have these stores unless it wasn't for Israelites. You know? That's corruption right there. All crime or all business start through crime or corruption. Was not one legitimate business built up in America legitimate. It just wasn't.
That's what the Apostle Gabar said. He said behind every great fortune is
It's a story of murder or a crime behind it. Like the Borgias. They called it the crime family of the Renaissance, man. The Borgias, they were a highly syndicate of crime, which is nothing more but the elite bankers today. Because those Borgias ain't nothing but the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers in the reincarnation. Because look at this guy, David Rothschild, Cesare. That's Caesar. And guess what? He's a small hat. So you know the Borgia family had to be of Amalekite descent.
Right.
Yeah, because, you know, just to paint the picture on that time period, I believe the Borgias came into power in late 1400s. But in that time period, that's when Esau, he was starting to get pulled on the earth again. So the scriptures mention Revelation, that beast, which was basically loosed after 1,000 years. It was those Edomites that went down in Europe. They were slaves, but they started rising through the ranks. So they would start marrying Jake women, making alliances. They would, you know, they got back in power again eventually. They aimed for the most prestigious
When you had the
things at that time, like the church. They wanted power over the church because they seen how much pull the church had.
The church is state.
The whole kingdoms went to war over the Catholic Church at that time. The Catholic Church had the power to excommunicate you. So when Esau got control of that, that was just that was confirming his authority on the earth at the time.
Right.
And then he got to have more resources, start building up his weaponry, man.
Right.
Yeah. And another thing that helped him too, when he was marrying to the English nobility, like the families and so forth, like King James, King Henry VIII, they were all Jakes, Mozart, Beethoven. You know, when you are a slave and you know you got like you got favor among your slaves. So a lot of times, man, when Jake cleaned up Esau, a lot of times, man, they had access to delicacies Jake had. And they started learning the business. Jake could teach them. Just like in our slavery, man. You had Jake that was living good in slavery, man.
Yeah.
Like, if you watch Django, look at this nigga Steven. Steven,
Oh,
that nigga had it play. He was calling the shots.
Yeah.
He was putting Calvin on game like, look, this is the deal. But then again, during the time of the medieval times, as you want to call it, the Dark Ages, you had what they call the bubonic plague too, that wiped out 2/3 of Jake's too.
Yeah.
So as the numbers were being dismented among Israelites, you had Edomites that was kind of able to take over businesses that they would learn from their captors, man.
Yeah,
Right.
So you want
Yeah, Isaiah 65.
6 and 9.
Isaiah 65. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 6, verse 9, and it says,
Somebody give me Romans 11 and 7 or 4.
it says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert, and be healed.
Right. And that's the reason why Jake don't have it, because it's a literal spirit that's blocking these Jakes from getting the understanding of the truth, man. It's a literal demon that's blocking niggas from getting the truth, man. That's why they do the bugged out shit they do.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga shit. And in the Lord, you know, always provide the example all the time, man. Yeah, they're the typical niggas,
gone
man.
niggas?
Yeah.
Right up, shoot that out.
Read that again, bro.
This is the book of Isaiah 6 and 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed.
I am an Edomite named Juju.
Yes, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Perceive not. So they see you on the highways and byways. They see you speaking the words of the Most High, but they not perceiving that this is a warning, man.
Matter of fact, you might as well look that word up. I'll look it up some rest. Get the breakdown. That's a good word.
They don't know that this is a warning to save souls, man. This is not just dudes out here for fun, man.
Right.
Right, it says, make the heart of this people fat.
I got the definition. This is the definition for perceive. It says to become aware or conscious of something, to come to realize or understand.
How many Jakes truly understand the things that we are involved in, man? Not only just coming out on the highways and byways, but being an Israelite in general, the whole lifestyle, man. They don't perceive that. Niggas don't perceive you not wanting to eat pork, man. You tell a nigga you don't want to eat pork, they just think you want to be a different. No, it's about saving